One Spark is underway, and there is lots going on in Jacksonville, Florida today. One Spark started today. It has a 5-day run. And the only reason I'm telling you all that is because it's a huge celebration. Building a Difference is part of the celebration on the periphery, but we've got some significant things to let you know about. Building a Difference is a 25 network around the world television series that is inspiring. It'll touch your heart, it'll make you want to get involved, and it's about real people with real problems in desperate need and solutions. And that's what we are trying to show, or at least address today. Not necessarily around the world, but in Jacksonville. And toward that end, I would like to introduce a couple of guys right now. Tillis Devon is Program Director of the Jacksonville Day Resource Center, and the gentleman beside him is Mr. Lou Doherty, who is involved in that organization's Veterans Outreach. This is a non-profit organization, and that's the other thing about what we're doing here in the Omni Hotel in their lobby during the 5-day run of One Spark is shining a light on the area's nonprofit organizations who help people in desperate need. And that's what the Jacksonville Day Resource Center does and is all about. So, Tillis, let me ask you first, what exactly is the Jacksonville Day Resource Center? What do you do?
Well, Jacksonville Day Resource Center, we affectionately call it JDRC, is a reality that has manifested after being in the pipeline for over 10 or 15 years. Several administrations talked about and toyed with the idea of opening up a one-stop shop for the homeless persons or clients to come in and be directed to other service-oriented organizations. But under the leadership of Mayor Brown and with iCare kind of helping push the idea along the way, we made it happen. When I say we, it took a public-private partnership.
Now explain that. I mean, I know what public-private is, but who all is involved?
The public-private partnership consisted of the nonprofits, ESH leading, Emergency Services Homeless Coalition, organizations like Salzbacher, Clara White,
iCare. In fact, we interviewed the co-presidents from iCare an hour ago.
Yes. The other organization, we're housed in City Rescue Mission's old annex. They donated that to us. They're now partnering with us by sending case managers over there and several other organizations. I don't want to forget anybody, but MHRC, I mentioned Salzbacher, I mentioned Salvation Army maybe.
Well, it's good that you have so many organizations involved that you have to think, wait a minute, I don't want to forget it.
It's so many. I mean, we've built since then, added on organizations, but I cannot forget the contributions of Wells Fargo. They donated $70,000 and then another $10,000, and they continue to donate towards the cause. They truly believe in the mission, of the city, of the Jacksonville Day Resource Center. Acon Construction, they donate almost $300,000 worth of in-kind construction. VRL Architects, Steve Lazar and his group donated the services. I know, but the reason all of those organizations came together because they understood the purpose and the return on the investment with regards to the JDRC.
I want to ask you about the returns on that investment in a couple of minutes, but I want to address Lou for a second here. You're involved in Veterans Outreach. Why?
I mean, they see there's a big need. There is a large veteran population, homeless veteran population in Jacksonville. And I think they saw from the onset the need to have somebody in there seeking out those veterans and trying to help them, get out of their situation, find some stable housing, and basically get off the streets. The Secretary of the VA, he's committed to ending veteran homelessness by 2015. So this is one step in making that happen. My primary role is to seek out those veterans and see if they're ready to be enrolled in a program called Supportive Services for Veteran Families. And it is a housing program to get veterans off the streets. So that's what I'm doing in there. And then there's a really, really big commitment to ending veteran homelessness in Jacksonville.
If anybody has a question, and I want to hit this right now while you're talking about it, if anyone has a question about how to reach you and has a need that you would be interested in talking with them about, how do they get in touch with you specifically regarding veterans benefits for this program?
I would say the easiest way is call our office. We've got an intake line, and the number is 904-354-1100. And we also just had a new website set up, and it's www.homesforourbrave.com.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Homesforourbrave.com.
And I mean, we help any veteran if they're not eligible for our program. We've got a huge network of other veteran resources we try to connect them with.
Tell us, you know, we've all, anybody who lives in Jacksonville and has to go downtown knows the Hemming Plaza area, Hemming Park.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be a gathering place, or at least at one time was, for the homeless. There are a lot of businesses in the area too. So how do you address that situation?
I'd love to address that situation, but first of all, I want to plug the Jacksonville Day Resource Center website, the JacksonvilleDayResourceCenter.com, and Lou and I were talking about veterans. Lou and I happen to be veterans as well. He's a retired veteran, so we have compassion about all of the clients, but you know, when a veteran comes in that has sacrificed and served our country, there's a lot of resources out there for them, and there is no reason that a veteran that happens to be homeless should be, because there are resources out there to prevent that.
Before you move on, I want to thank each of you for the service that you've provided to this country. And I don't want to let that go by without saying so. It means an awful lot
I'm proud of
to me and to everybody else.
Absolutely.
You're welcome, and that's part of every time we greet a veteran there, we thank them for their service.
Absolutely.
Regardless of the length or the time or how long it's been. That's one of the requirements when we deal with a veteran down there.
I like that. Yeah. That's a good plan. All right, so now Hemming Plaza.
Hemming Plaza is a park. I'm glad you said that. And what's interesting is, on several occasions, I've been asked that question in a roundabout way, whether what we do at the JDRC, how it impacts the homeless population in Hemming Plaza. And what's interesting is the homeless population in Hemming Plaza is not actualized. No one did a survey and asked the question, are you homeless? Because you look at a person and you think they have that makeup of a homeless person, that doesn't mean that they're homeless. So we've purposely not listed that as a goal to decrease homeless population in Hemming Plaza, because we don't have enough data to prove how many. So what we've done is, if you happen to be homeless and you showed up in Hemming Plaza, we did enough research to know why homeless people show up anywhere downtown. It's because they don't have any other place to go. And we made the JDRC a safe haven, a low barrier organization, a place where they can come in and take care of the necessary, the basic necessities that we take for granted, like using the restroom, showers, getting out of the inclement weather, reading a book, using computers, being connected to case management. So we've made it a place that's specifically designed for the homeless client, and they are welcomed. We created a culture of kindness, really love. I was just talking to Lou in another organization that I'm affiliated with. We say we love on the community, but specifically JDRC, and it's not just us talking as staff, but the clients would say they love on the homeless community, and we really mean it, you know, and we don't have to brag, our clients brag on us. So with regards to Hemet Plaza, we don't know who's homeless, and we really that's not part of our goal, is to measure what we do compared to who shows up in Hemet Plaza.
You know, I'm glad that you answered it that way, because it gives me a better understanding as well, and hopefully same with anybody who's watching. That's important.
A park is a public facility that everybody should have access to.
Yeah.
And if we want to change the makeup of the park, then I think there's some other things you can do. And we're doing some things that may be a hidden curriculum, and it helps, but that's not one of our goals.
This is a pilot program, as I understand it, right? How has response been so far?
Incredible. It's exceeded expectations.
It's a one-year pilot.
It's a one-year pilot program, but it has been extended already because of its success. The goal was to, of course, get homeless clients to access.
Let me interrupt real quick. We've sounds like, I don't know, I'm sure you can hear it. A bunch of people apparently are walking through the lobby here at the Omni Hotel. I would apologize for the noise, but hopefully it's not that serious, so that you can still hear us. But if you do hear some noise, even if it's a trumpet blaring somewhere, nicely of course, that's because we are streaming live from the lobby of the Omni Hotel, and really can't control the comings and goings. The conversation we're having, however, is worth listening to and continuing.
When you're talking about the noise, imagine day in and day out the type of activity that goes on at JDRC. We say anything can happen.
Trumpets and
everything, but we love it. We love it.
Why is this? This may sound like a silly question, but why is this so important?
It's very important. I'll let Lou take a shot at it, but I have my reasons. Go ahead.
I don't think I can speak to the importance from the people. I can't speak to the people who started it. I mean, I think I know why they started it. All I can speak to why it's important to me.
And that's all I need to know.
I mean, a few years ago, I started doing some part-time work with the homeless elsewhere, and you know, I just found, you know, underneath that shell, whether it's a dirty shell, a crusty shell, you know, maybe sometimes a not very nice shell, there's a person down there. And that person, either a series of events or a single event, got them on the path they're on. And underneath there's still a human being that you know, that we need to reach out to and try to find and just try to give them some hope. And that's what we do every day down there. And it's just, I wish more people would see it that way and see these folks as human beings and dig deep to want to help them out. And I mean, I guess that's all I can say. That's why it's important to me.
Well, that raises this question: how do you make those people more aware of the homeless situation?
It's twofold for me. Personally, my charge is Matthew 25:40, when the disciples said to Jesus, "When were you hungry and we fed you not? When were you naked and we clothed you not? When were you in prison and we did not come to your aid?" And he responded and said, "Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you have done it unto the least of them, you've done it also unto me." And it's in my opinion, our duty, our responsibility to give back. It's a biblical principle of gleaning. Leave some behind for those who are less fortunate. The business side of me, because I've been in business and corporate sales for all of my life, know that everybody won't respond to that. Some would like the business community, respond to the return on the investment. And that's where the statistics are clear. Again, some of the basic necessities that human beings need, to use the facility to shower, to use the restroom, or come out of the inclement weather. If you're homeless, you don't have any place of your own. We take that for granted.
We do.
But when they do it outside, downtown, it's considered a misdemeanor. And imagine being arrested for a misdemeanor crime for doing something like using the restroom. That's a $770-something cost to the taxpayers. And the return on the investment is staggering. As well as inclement weather, sometimes they don't choose the get arrested on purpose. They choose to go hang out at the hospital and see a doctor. Again, there's a cost associated. And we have statistics showing that when you support a facility like the day center, the costs are it's like pennies on a dollar compared to when you allow those homeless clients to get arrested for those frivolous things. And so it's two different conversations. Both of them are relevant, whether you're talking to a business-minded individual or a person who wants to do the right thing for the community. And I'll say this, and I'll shut up.
No. You're going too well to shut up.
To me, Jacksonville is a great opportunity. With One Spark, with the Jaguars, so many things are happening with potentially for Jacksonville to be on the map as the city, the Mecca. But how we deal with the least of them, our homeless, is going to be a reflection of who we are and who we can be in the future. Because with this making a difference, building a different show, it's going to be televised throughout the globe, not just locally. And they're going to look at Jacksonville. Is that a place I want to come and, you know, plant my roots? Whether it's a corporation wants to come and put their headquarters here, or a family wants to move here. I happen to know this, that Jacksonville is the #1 location for a military, for Navy, to want to be stationed here, and they typically retire here, you know, because it's welcoming. But in order to go to the next level, as Mayor Brown said, we got to deal with the least of them correctly, so everybody can see us for who we potentially can be. So
well, that's a glimpse into your heart, and, which I find very interesting as well, apparently into this city's administration's heart. And that's a good
leadership.
thing.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing. Let me ask you this. You guys, obviously, I say you guys, but the JDRC, that facility has needs. How can folks who want to help? Luke?
Well, I mean, we can always use donations, you know, whether it's monetary, you know, individual, you know, travel-sized toiletries, laundry soap. We have to wash towels and things like that for the showers. So there's probably a long list of things we could name that we could use. Socks, oh my gosh, you know, with huge demand for socks, clean, good socks for the clients. So, and we've got a long list, but you know, you can certainly reach out to Tillis or come to the center, and you know, we'd love some help. We never turn anything away.
We need resources, a plethora of resources. We need funding because we want a new building, a building that's big enough to have separate showers for women. And then right now we only have one set of showers, and we have to partner with our partnering agency, CRM, for the females to take a shower. Mm-hmm. Our goal is to purchase a separate building that we can have all of the necessary resources right there on the property. So we're looking for that kind-hearted philanthropist to say, what do you need? Here is what we have, write a check, or donate a building. So it's a lot of needs, and the best way we can answer that is I like to invite people out to see what we do.
All right, tell folks where you are again.
We're located on the corner of Julia and Union Street. We're right behind City Rescue Mission. We're in that old annex. The address is 221 West Union Street. Okay. 32202, the Jacksonville Day Resource Center. But look us up on JacksonvilleDayResourceCenter.com. Is it .com or org?
First time you said .com. That's what I wrote down anyway.
So.
All right, and we've got the veterans aspect of this is homes for our brave. Okay.
Brand new website we just had.
And is the phone number you provided earlier good for both areas?
No, that's strictly for the veterans program, and that covers 3 counties.
Well, let me give that phone number, and then Tillis, if you have a phone number to provide, we can do that too.
It's on the website because I don't want to give the wrong number right now.
Okay, and that's JacksonvilleDayResourceCenter.com. You can go there to find a phone number if you want to call them and talk to them about whether it's a donation or whether it's meeting other needs they have that really are very, very numerous, all with a wonderful goal in mind. And one thing about this, we talked about it being a year-long pilot project or program, which you say has already been extended. So what I'm going to presume here is that with the heavy response you've already had, this program will be continued. I mean, you're already talking about the possibility of finding a new building and needing resources to help them do this, and on, but it looks like it's a go for JDRC.
It is definitely a goal. We're extending, we've already put in the plans. The JDRC board has approved extending the hours of service, the days of service. The mayor has already agreed to not only donate a full-time employee, but even consider donating an additional employee to the program. The partners that have been involved have agreed to continue to stay involved, and we continue to add partners. So it's one of those things that Lou and I were talking earlier about serendipity. We call it spiritual serendipity, whereas you're doing the right thing and the buzz and awareness gets out and people want to get become a part of that. So and
that's what we hope you will do, is become a part of this, become a part of JDRC, an acronym for Jacksonville Day Resource Center. And on that note, I want to say thank you both, Tillis, Lou, for taking your time, valuable time it is, to come out here and share all this with us. What a wonderful cause. Again, this is a nonprofit organization. That's what we're featuring all week here as part of our celebration and our recognition during the One Spark Festival. We're looking at community organizations that are nonprofit here in Jacksonville and in the region, Northeast Florida. So do what you can. They are. I'm Terry Casey, and we'll see you again soon.